Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Boxboy in front of University of Delaware. Yes, this is the actual University of Delaware. It is a satellite campus of the real thing. So, we're here in front of it talking to you about how to deal with your inventory. Hooray. Think of your inventory like you think of your backpack. You put all your stuff in it that you want. Actually, it's more than your backpack because it has a file system in it. So, how do you get to that? If you look on your right, if you look on your left, you will see all these buttons. One of the buttons looks like a briefcase. You click on the briefcase and you will pop up your inventory window. Now, the first thing you see is two tabs. The first things I want to talk about are the two tabs that are in here. Now, the first tab you get to is your main inventory window. And there's two root files in that inventory right now. The first one is what you're going to deal with most of your time here. Your inventory has everything you ever want: body parts, clothing, outfits, anything you can ever think of. And the first one, you don't really, it's in the back of your mind all the time, but you don't really worry about it at all unless something really bad happens to you. Catastrophic fail-safe system for something really bad happens to you. Let's say your file gets corrupt and you lose everything. You can always reload your original avatar and all your original files. You will lose everything, but you will still have yourself. This is all your old body parts, original clothing, everything you can think of. This, you probably won't worry about it unless something really bad goes wrong. Alright, so the next tab over is called your recent folder. Now, what this is everything you've been working on since you logged in that day will show up in your recent folder. So if you buy a new item, or you edit something, or you put new clothing on, it will show up in your recent folder. And that is pretty much what a recent folder is. Now, you can search for stuff if you, like I have about, this inventory only has about 2,000 items, but I have about 25,000 items in my actual inventory. So I have to use this find button a lot. Okay, the next thing I want you to look at is your received items. If you buy an item online through the online store, which is this one right here, and I'll show you if that is a little bit later, it will show up on your received items list. Right now I bought about 7 things so far. And then you can drag them up to your inventory if you want. Okay, so let's go back to my main inventory page and look at all these files you have. This is just going to be a quick rundown of what these are, and I'll talk them in more in depth in a later video. But first thing you see is your body parts. This is pretty much everything that your body looks like. You can put all your shapes, you can put all your skins, all your eye color, hair, makeup, whatever you want in your body parts folder. Your current outfit, your calling cards is just your friends list. But it's more than that, because it keeps track of every friend you've ever made. Even if you take them off your friends list, you will still have your calling card. And that's something that you automatically receive when you make your friend, and that will never get deleted unless you want it to. Clothing, self-explanatory. It's where you put all your clothing you will buy, and I have a lot of clothing even though I'm a guy. If you're a girl, you're gonna have a lot more than me. Current outfit, basically just what you're wearing. Not only what you're wearing, but what heads-up displays, or what you have on you at that time. Gestures, I will talk about gestures a little later. Just what they are, they're how you they're See, that's your gesture. It's just how you move. Okay, so, and I'll talk about gestures later, because I know I did a few things that you guys are probably like, what did he just do? So landmarks, every place you visited that you want to go back to, you can make a landmark. And all you have to do to make a landmark is just press the star button on the top, just like Firefox, right? If you ever use Firefox, you click on that, and there you go. There is your landmark, and it shows up in your landmarks folder. Also shows up here in your places folder. So, lost and found. Lost and found is important. Let's say that you built something, or you put a box down, and then you leave it accidentally, totally forget about it. Somebody, mainly the owner of that land, will come around and return that item to you. When it is returned, it will be returned to this folder. That is why it's called lost and found. My outfits, basically, think of it as a closet. It is it is a lot like a clothing folder, except for the fact that all your clothing, instead of individual clothing items, it is an all-in-one folder, so you can get to it quickly if you want to. Like, I can say, I want to wear my box boy, my archer mesh again, and I can do that. See, check that out. Or I can go back to box boy. It's a very simple way to do things, and I love it a lot. I use that all the time. Note cards, basically instruction sheets. So if you buy something that requires instructions, you get a note card. See that? Think of it just like Notepad on your computer. Objects is one of the most important and widely used folders in your inventory. It is, if something comes to you but does not have a folder, like these have folders, they will show up in your objects folder. Objects folder. One thing you have to note is if you build something and create something and then put it away in your inventory without, and I do this all the time, without renaming it, your default name will be object, and it will show up in your objects folder with the default name object. Now, I have a bad habit of doing this, so I have about 1,000 objects, generic objects, in my folder, so that I actually have to open up my folder and take the object out to understand what it is. I would really suggest you guys get into the habit of naming everything. But when you buy something, usually it's already named for you. You don't have to worry if you're just going to buy it. Photo album, pretty straightforward. It's all of the photos that you ever have taken in Second Life. Trash, or textures, sorry. Textures and photo album are kind of the same thing. Textures are, if you want, this is only have to worry about it if you're a builder. It basically is, everything you see here is a texture, and that's where this folder comes in. You put all your textures in there, and then the rest of it, see, this is trash. So let's say I want to get rid of something. Let's get rid of this avatar. This person gave me this avatar. I don't like him all that much, so I'm going to delete this avatar. Right click, say delete. Now it shows up in my trash folder. I can either, it's not permanently deleted anymore, fortunately, so I can restore the item if I want to, or if I want to get completely rid of it, I can always purge the item, and that will be gone forever and ever and ever. Or you can right click trash and say empty trash. My trash folder is very, very, very big, and I have to empty it constantly because I'm always moving stuff around. Okay, so that is your basics of your inventory, and I will show you a bit more next time around. Thanks so much. Be sure to like and comment.